Using a beautiful movement, she pointed the short staff in her left hand at the enemy. Sweeping away all enemies, holy staff of breaking evil, supreme god. Staff of Dionysus. After pressing the start button, the pulse-shaped magic circle unfolded and became a cannon muzzle. She used the summoning magic she activated to summon the White Witch's magic and let out a roar of pure white thunder. In an instant, the incredibly powerful bolt of thunder burned the Minotaur's army. Not only the bulls, but also the monsters on the bombardment track behind them, and even the magic stone on their bodies were eliminated. Even the wall of the corridor was broken, and there was a loud noise, which made Nano and the others who were fighting far behind shake their shoulders, and the monsters also shrank in place, but Lefiya didn't stop. She continued to fight, using sword and magic separately, yearning for experience as a magic swordsman. The reaction speed can also be improved. Then the accuracy of judgment can be improved. It doesn't matter, it can be done. I can become a magic swordsman. This is not arrogance, nor is it rhetoric. It was a real feeling. I desperately pushed the door in front of me and opened a gap. The former Lefiya can be described as a collection of fixed ideas. Because of the need to release summoning magic, because of the need to chant a long text and consume a lot of mental power, what is summoned must be powerful and large-scale magic. To be more precise, she sincerely thought that otherwise it would be too wasteful. However, this stereotype is simply wrong. The magic summon, its nickname also comes from this, and its applicability is not limited to this level. Attack, defend, support, respond. This spell can be used in different situations, bringing a wide variety of cards in your hand. Deliberately suspend its activation, switch to standby state, and select the appropriate magic after clearly seeing the battle situation. To put it bluntly, it is the omnipotent leftist coup movement. As long as you have time to make compensations and understand the situation, you can deal with various distances and times, just like you used the supreme staff of Dionysus to face monsters. It's not the bombardment chanted in the super long text. It is the meaning of summoning the rapid-firing weapon intoned in the ultra-short text. It can expand the scope of the strategy and bring great results. In this great confusion, she actually realized it. Until now, Lefiya has stifled her own possibility. She regrets the past that stifled her own growth and, at the same time, feels pure joy in realizing this. I can still become stronger. Lefiya can be so sure now. Luke. Lefiya instantly reduced the number of enemies, but a cry of anguish came, so she quickly looked over. In addition to the tall wall of monsters surrounding it, the 7th squad that was fighting the group at the front of the line unexpectedly fell into a bitter fight. Luke, quickly retreat. What are you missing? Cole and Milia's chaotic voices flew back and forth, while Luke was suppressed by the Fong Liger. In the maze cave, the combat skill is quite high. The Tusk Liger is indeed an enemy that should be paid more attention to, but it is not a difficult opponent for a team with level 3. Even though there are many monsters in this group, they should be able to deal with them easily if normal. No, Lefiya drew most of the enemies into line just to let them deal with it. However, the 7th team's performance today is much less exciting than what they saw on the school district practice field. Luke's plays are terrible. It also affects the team's connection. I don't think he has recovered from the loss to Lefiya yet. Luke didn't even get a tenth of his strength. The result is a tragedy so great that no monster can handle it. Luke is the core of the 7th squad. If he is full of momentum, everyone will be excited, and if he is not in good shape, the rhythm of the entire team will be affected. He can't even take care of himself, so the command he was originally in charge of can't play a role. There is no doubt that this is all my fault. Lefiya was shocked. More importantly, Nana was also influenced by Luke, who was acting abnormally. Her heart was constantly shaken and she couldn't use magic at all. For Milia and Cole, support is the limit of what they can do. The tactical design of the 7th Squad is brought by powerful LV attackers and defenders. 3. Even in the worst case compensation can also be made, but not vice versa. With Luke down, the team will be like dominoes. Lack of a decisive role in breaking the status quo. Until now, the two insisted on the position of coordinator, but now they have shown their setbacks. Much like the Loki family, Lefiya thought inappropriately. The regiment rallied around Finn, a powerful leader who would easily disintegrate if he fell. In the man-made labyrinth, they almost fell into the crisis of total annihilation because of this. So Finn will be very worried about his own state, but demanding a student to have the steel heart of a first-level adventurer is too much. The fangs of a Fawn Liger closed in on Luke. Before Nano and the others' screams resounded everywhere, Lefiya released the magic that had already been chanted. Light Arrow Bow. The large automatic tracking flash skillfully avoided Luke and the others, and pierced the tracking target, the Fawn Liger. Make a wish in the name of Waixia. Ancestors of the forest, noble countrymen. Respond to my voice and come to the grassland. Luke, who was stunned, waited beside them. Lefiya weaved parallel chant again. She divided the enemy in front of her, went to rescue the team, and even faced the Fawn Liger army, and at the same time used the high-speed chanting technique to quickly build summoning magic. Not just the human malice of monsters. Unreasonable in the dungeon. She hoped that Luke and the others could break through this on their own, but there was no way. Then Lefiya changed her policy and carried out the annihilation herself. The frozen sky, the rain from the sky. The white ice that adorns the forest, please drive away the lowly barbarians. The fairy's ring, followed by Alicia Fu, a compatriot of the Loki family, the spell she taught him. It is the freezing magic that she is good at in the white ice forest Fanake, whose hometown is located in the northern part of the continent. Freeze, the chains of winter. When the chant was completed, a ball of blue and white light appeared above Lefiya's head. In the next instant, the hail light that illuminated the students and the monsters fell across the entire hall. Hail crystal dust. These are countless hail missiles. The magic bullet released from the ball of light draws various trajectories such as curves and right angles, sprays terrifying cold air, and at the same time only accurately penetrates the monster. It was like fierce hail falling from the sky, freezing the battlefield and shaking it violently. All the monsters left in the hall were surprised. Minotaurs and Tusk Liger were frozen even with their desperate screams, their entire bodies turned into ice cubes and then shattered, turning into thin, misty ice flying around. Like the Salvo Javelin, possessed by Lefiya, it is a wide area attack spell. Although one is fire and the other is ice, they both fire countless magic bullets at the same time. However, the shooting range of Salvo Javelin is only the frontal, fan-shaped area, and the magical effect range of Alicia's, Hail Crystal Dust, is versatile. It can be fired in 360 degrees from the sphere of light generated above the head, sweeping in any direction. Just like Lefiya, who just moved to the center of the battlefield, she eliminated all the monsters. Although the power and range are not as good as Salvo Javelin, its applicability is much greater. It is also a valuable spell in the Elf unit led by Riveria. Both have advantages and disadvantages. It can be used according to the situation. And 1,000 Elves is qualified to use this cheating method. Although Luke wasn't hit directly, he was still affected by the aftermath of the ice explosion and sat down on the ground. Milia and Cole were still standing, barely holding on, but Nano, who was also a mage, fell to the ground when she saw the elf turning the large hall into frozen ground. Although it was unintentional, but I discovered the problem. Covered in frost and blue icicles, inside the cold labyrinth where the temperature dropped, Lefiya turned her head after confirming that the battle was over. The fragments of hail were still flying in the air, shaking Lefiya's hair, and she walked towards the stunned 7th squad. "Luke, you must always remain calm. Since you are also in charge, you are the team's salvation. You must not fall, and you must also be responsible for all team members. And Nano, you must also learn to lead the team when Luke is not around. You are a little overly dependent on him. Needless to say, improve your personal skill, please master how to change the team configuration smoothly. No matter what you cannot answer.